Hi guys and welcome to another review that I hope you'll enjoy. So what I have here today are Moondrop Starfield. Now this is my first time I have any product from a Moondrop brand. And I'm glad that I tried it because Starfield, I can say that from the start, are definitely really great in-ears. Okay, so let's start with the price. It's around $100, I think 109 currently. And yeah, that might sound a little bit expensive or not, depending on where you are with this hobby and with your budget, but there's definitely something very interesting about them. Okay, so first of all, they come in this big blue box with set of ear tips, some carrying case, and yeah, that's basically all. Cable, of course. Nothing special to talk about. Okay, so let's start talking about build quality and fit a little bit. Earphones themselves are made of some quite heavy and sturdy material. I'm not sure what it is. Is it ceramic or some sort of marble? But they're quite heavy and feel sturdy. And when I carry them in my pocket, they make this sound like you're carrying marbles. It's quite interesting. First time I encounter this kind of material. But I like it. They look premium. They look like they can handle some beating, so that's quite good. Cable itself is very thin and soft. It doesn't look that good, to be completely honest, and it's tangling quite a lot. But there is an upside to that. First of all, because it's soft, it's not microphonic at all. Next thing that I really liked is ear hooks are quite soft, as you can see. So it makes it very easy to shape around your ears, and ergonomics is great in my opinion. I used to have problem with earphones like Blondes and some KZ models because this was a little bit hard and harsh and it would pull earphones out of my ear when I move because it's too rigid. Not with these are really great. Okay, so let's move to the most important thing, which is sound quality right now. First thing I noticed, they're not that sensitive to ear tips. I used several kind of ear tips and the balance does not change that much as with some other headphones like Sanford DT6 for example. They're very ear tip dependent. Here you can choose some that are best fit for you and not worry too much about how that will influence the sound signature because it won't. That said, the sound signature is really quite balanced and natural and I can say smooth. So what I mean by that, let me start with frequency response. Bass notes are definitely weighty and punchy and they're giving like really nice bass to everything sense of rhythm. But the great thing about it is it's really fast paced. Even though it's weighty, it's fast paced. You will never hear booming notes or some resonance or vroom coming from these. Bass, as I said, is deep but really well controlled and clean. Going up, mid-bass also, there is no excess of mid-bass. It's not influencing mid-range. So what we have here is very clean and precise mid-range. So I was listening some vocals and they're not recessed in any way. They're quite present. In the mix, I feel they sound full and natural, but they're not influenced by bass to make them artificially warm and artificially full. For example, Sanford DT6 does that. They boost that upper bass a little bit and give you the fake fullness of the mid-range. Not here. It's really just clean, pure unaffected, uncolored mid-range and vocals, and of course other instruments. Same thing goes when you go to the other side of the mid-range, like upper mid-range and lower highs. There is often a very common trick used to boost higher mid-range, the frequencies that our ears are most sensitive to. And a lot of earphones do that. For example, Teen Audio, the Sennheiser Momentum in-ears that I reviewed in my last video. So they give you that fake sense of resolution by boosting frequencies where edges and texture is located, that's higher mid-range. It can sound really nice at first, but it gets tiring to our ears very quickly, and I am not a big fan of that. It's not happening here. Higher mid-range is perfectly in line with lower mid-range. Okay, maybe not perfectly, but it sounds to my ears like they're really naturally attached to each other. I'm not noticing any emphasis. It's just vocal, it sounds natural, instrument sounds natural. You can hear edges, you can hear details, but they're not emphasized. And I could listen to these for like several hours without feeling tired, without my ears feeling tired. Going up even higher, high frequencies, they're not as open and as airy as on some models. That said, you can still hear atmospheric details in the recording if there is atmosphere recorded in the studio. You can hear airiness around instruments. It's just not as pronounced as you're maybe used to with some other earphones, and most of the earphones actually emphasize some of the high frequencies or some of the higher mid-range. So it sounded a little bit odd when I got these at first. I was thinking like, this all sounds so natural, there is a unity to the sound, but I was feeling that maybe some excitement is missing. But simply the more I listened to them, the more I appreciated their mature tuning, the way they're pleasant for a longer listening sessions. And then I started noticing that they are actually very clean across the range. For example, in lower mid-range or upper bass, like mid-bass, you can hear a reverb after a note, something that is not commonly heard in cheaper earphones. That basically means there are no resonance, there are no muddiness, and that's why you're able to hear aftertone, some echoes and reverbs from the recording, which is great, really. And after them, switching back to something like Teen Audio T2 or Senfer DT6, I definitely felt harshness in case of Teen Audio, or muddiness in case of Senfer. Okay, I'll do just a short part about sources I was using these with. First of all, I tried them with HIDIZS Sonata DAC, dongle DAC, connected to my phone. They sounded quite good already. The whole really naturally balanced thing was there. There was a lot of details, a lot of power. They're quite easily driven. You don't need any special headphone amp or something to drive them. Using this, I already got really good results. Switching to Dragonfly Black, I got a little bit more drive and kick, but it's really small difference. It really isn't big enough to justify me carrying Dragonfly with extension cords and just going through all that hassle when I'm out. And I like that. I like my in-ears to be mobile and to be easily driven by mobile devices. So to bring this video to conclusion, who are these for, in my opinion? Well, I think if you're a little bit tired of cheap tricks, of something that a lot of people actually connect Chi-Fi with. They say Chi-Fi in-ears give you a lot of details, but in a harsh and analytical presentation that it's just tiring after some time. These are a completely different story. These are so natural, so smooth, so well balanced, but yet they do offer a lot of details. There is a lot of space around instruments. There is quite decent sound stage, as much as it's possible with in-ears anyway. They're just really pleasant for a longer listenings. And if you would like that in your earphones, those qualities, I can definitely recommend these. But if you want something to be really flashy, like for example, you really like overpowering bass, like Blonde BL3 offers, you will not find that here. If you want your earphones to etch details, to draw details to your attention, like really sharp edges, strings, things like that, you can go with thin audio models. They do that. I like them, but they tend to get a little bit tiring after longer listening, and they often lack bass mass. These are, in my opinion, best balanced earphones, in-ears I heard so far, but again, they're not flashy in any way. So the whole thing is that there is a great unity to the sound with these in-ears. If you think you'd like that, I think you should probably give them a chance. If not, then look elsewhere. So that would be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done that already, please subscribe to my channel. And also go and check my new website, iiWi because I put information there that I might forgot to mention in the video, or I just skipped it because it would be too long that way. Now, thank you again for watching and see you next time.